The voice stage had seen its fair share of magical moments, but few could compare to the spellbinding performance delivered by Ricardo Moreno. The 26-year-old singer from San Diego, California, stepped onto the stage with a quiet confidence that masked the storm of emotions brewing within him. Clad in a sharp navy blue suit and a vintage microphone in hand, he was about to take the world back in time. As the opening notes of Paul Anka's "Put Your Head on My Shoulder" played, the audience hushed in anticipation. The judges, Blake Shelton, John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, and the guest coach for the season, Michael Bublé, listened intently. The first note that slipped from Ricardo's lips was rich and velvety, an effortless croon that sent a shiver down the spines of everyone in the room. His voice carried a timeless quality, smooth as silk and dripping with nostalgia. Within seconds, Michael Bublé's hand hovered over his buzzer, his eyes widening in disbelief. He hesitated, letting the magic unfold for just a moment longer before slamming his button, his chair spinning around with enthusiasm. Almost simultaneously, John Legend turned, followed quickly by Kelly Clarkson. The only one left was Blake, who leaned forward, as if contemplating his move. Ricardo, lost in the moment, poured every ounce of passion into his performance. He closed his eyes, allowing the lyrics to flow straight from his heart. The way he elongated each note, the gentle vibrato, the classic old-school charm, it was evident that he was not merely singing a song, but telling a story. As he hit the final note with a flawless falsetto, the crowd erupted into a standing ovation. Bublé was already on his feet, clapping wildly, his expression one of pure admiration. Kelly beamed, and John gave a knowing nod. Even Blake, despite not turning his chair, let out an approving whistle. When the applause finally settled, Bublé was the first to speak. "Ricardo, man, I have to be honest with you. I almost didn't hit my button because I was too busy enjoying the performance. That's how good you are. Your voice took me back, and yet, you made it your own. That's not easy to do." John Legend chimed in. "There's a classic charm to your voice, Ricardo. It's timeless. You've got this warmth that just pulls people in. And your control. Absolutely stunning." Kelly, as animated as ever, leaned forward. "I was transported. Your tone, your delivery, the little nuances. It felt effortless. But I know it takes serious skill. I'd love to work with you." Ricardo smiled, clearly overwhelmed by the praise. He turned his gaze to Blake, who finally broke the silence. "I'll be honest, man. This isn't my usual style of music, but damn, you're smooth. I'm kinda regretting not turning my chair." The audience laughed, and Blake shrugged. "But if I were you, I'd know exactly where I belong." All eyes shifted to Bublé. The Grammy-winning crooner leaned forward, his voice filled with sincerity. "Ricardo, I know this song like the back of my hand. I've sung it, I've performed it, and tonight, you made me want to hear it again immediately. I hit replay in my mind. That's the power of what you did. You belong in this era, but you also belong in today's world. And if you pick me, I promise we'll bring that magic to every single performance." The tension was palpable as Ricardo took a deep breath. He scanned the judges, clearly torn. Kelly and John gave him encouraging smiles. But Bublé's words seemed to resonate deeply. Finally, he took a step forward and spoke into the mic. "This moment feels surreal. I grew up listening to all of you, but there's one artist here who made me believe that crooning still had a place in today's music. And that artist is Michael Bublé." The room erupted in cheers as Bublé leaped from his seat, pumping his fists in the air. He rushed to the stage to embrace Ricardo, grinning from ear to ear. "You and me, buddy. We're bringing classic back." And with that, Ricardo Moreno's journey on The Voice began, under the guidance of a coach who understood his artistry better than anyone else. One thing was certain, this was only the beginning of something truly special.